Psychology explains why people who grew up in the 1970s are different. There's something truly fascinating about people who grew up in the 1970s, and psychology can prove it. If you grew up in this era, your brain developed during a rare evolutionary window, a time of total freedom combined with genuine responsibility. And here's what's interesting. Most 70s kids look at our current generation and just laugh. Not in a mean way, but because they know something the rest of us don't. They experienced a time so magical, so free, that decades later they still say things like, "We really didn't know how good we had it." If you grew up in the 70s or know someone who did, hit the like button now and subscribe for more unique psychology content that validates your life experience. What made the 70s so special? And more importantly, what did it do to your brain that makes you different today? 1. Self-directed problem solving. This started with one phrase every 70s kid remembers. Go find something to do or I'll find something for you to do. You learned fast. Figure it out yourself. Studies on unstructured childhood show that children who had to create their own entertainment developed significantly stronger executive function and creativity. You weren't scheduled. You had to invent your entire day from nothing. This is why you devoured books, explored on your bike for hours, or spent entire afternoons in the woods building forts.
Your brain learns something modern childhoods skip entirely: how to generate purpose from emptiness. 2. Adaptive risk calibration. This explains why you seem almost supernaturally calm in chaos. You grew up climbing trees that were definitely too high, riding bikes without helmets, and experiencing minor disasters. Every scraped knee, every close call, was teaching your nervous system something crucial. Research in developmental psychology shows that children who experienced physical risk in play developed better threat assessment and lower baseline anxiety as adults. Your brain learned the difference between actual danger and manageable risk by living it, not by watching it on a screen or having a parent intervene. This is why you can walk into a crisis and just start solving it while everyone else is panicking. 3. Comfortable solitude capacity. This is the piece most younger generations will never understand. You carry what researchers call comfortable solitude capacity. You spent hours in your room listening to music or exploring alone, not because you were lonely, but because there was no screen demanding your attention every 3 seconds. Studies on pre-digital childhood found that people who grew up before constant connectivity show significantly less anxiety when alone with their thoughts. Recent research even had participants choose mild electric shocks over sitting quietly for 15 minutes. You'd probably find that ridiculous.
Your brain never developed the addiction to constant stimulation that defines modern life. 4. Analog patience. This shaped you in ways you probably don't even realize. You waited for your favorite show once a week, no binge watching. You took photos and waited days to see if they turned out. Research on delayed gratification shows that people who grew up waiting for things have better impulse control, better relationship outcomes, and better career success. Your entire childhood was a training in patience that modern life actively destroys. This is why instant gratification doesn't satisfy you the way it does for younger generations. 5. Unsupervised autonomy wiring. This ties everything together. You have what I call unsupervised autonomy wiring. At 8 years old, you left the house in the morning, and your parents' only rule was to be back before the street lights came on. Nobody knew where you were. You had the freedom to roam and explore. Research on childhood independence shows that children who had freedom of movement without constant supervision develop stronger internal motivation and decision-making skills. You had to assess situations, make judgment calls, and deal with consequences yourself. Your parents were the authority, and they trusted you to be competent. Target. The takeaway. Every time you look at today's world and feel out of place, remember this: you're not outdated. You're carrying forward capabilities that are going extinct.
The independence that looks like coldness, that's competence. The comfort with silence that looks like antisocial behavior, that's depth. The ability to wait that looks like apathy, that's discipline. You survived a childhood that would get parents arrested today, and it didn't damage you, it built you. You got to experience something that doesn't exist anymore, a world where kids were civilized and feral at the same time. Drop a comment if you're a 70s kid and you think it was the best era to grow up. If you grew up in the 70s or know someone who did, hit the like button now and subscribe for more unique psychology content that validates your life experience.